What's going on, everybody? Oh my God. Candace. Girl. Oh, Candace. Who child? Candace's attorneys done withdrew. Was it all of them or just one? Y'all, shout out to No Reply. Shout out to No Reply. I told you, Candace, I was going to report everything going on with this lawsuit, girl. Candace. I heard you can't keep a damn attorney, you thunkhead. Lord have mercy. Oh, Candace, your attorney said kick rocks. This is epic. Oh, y'all, did Nick Brooks say anything about this? Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, my God, Candace. Your attorney said we done. Oh, man. Oh, the attorney said, girl, if you don't get the hell on. Y'all, Candace's attorney done withdrew. Oh, this is something else. Oh, this is something else. Candace. You are here, you know, you already defaming Erica Kirk, getting on her last nerve and hours. Best with this woman got death threats and kidnapping threats, and you just don't give a shit. I told you the Macrons are gonna mollywop you. Your attorneys don't like all the stuff you've been saying, you moron. Y'all, let's get to the court docket. I was trying to see if there was maybe an attorney had did a video about this. Y'all come into this chat and say hello. Come on in this chat. Let me know you can see here. Come on in this chat and speak. Say hi. Y'all, look at this. Lord. Candace. Oh, they got so many attorneys at it. Candace. Okay, we got to go down to here. So here's the whole docket, right? Case ID number N is in Nancy 25, C is in Candace -07 194. Emmanuel Macron v. Candace Owens et al. Jury trial. Hearing is coming up April 28th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Candace, that's in 5 calendar days. So I already know what she's gonna try to do. Yana, we need an extension. I gotta get a new attorney. I don't know how to shut the hell up. Candace, you suck. You trying to prolong this thing. And your co-members will swear you want to get to the discovery phase. This is not a person who wants to get to the discovery phase. She is prolonging this. Candace. Oh my God. I think what you doing? Is it been this blue? Y'all come on up in the chat. I gotta see you all. I gotta make sure y'all can see this. This is crazy. I know I don't go live this early, typically. I'm supposed to be out sick today, y'all. And I saw this. No reply. Honey, you are awesome. Oh my God. So we've gone over the docket entry already. Oh man, this is something else. Candace, you are so screwed. I think the last status we read, and I want you all to check out the dates over here so that you all can see we've gone over all of that with the reply brief filed. And then this notice here that was filed. This is Candace's attorney, Chad M. Chandler. Okay, so here are some new entries that I had not been able to get to and cover. This is Brian E. Farnan is the attorneys for the Macrons. All right. So there was a motion for a pro hoc vice. I might not even be saying that right. But this motion was docketed April 9th. Motion for admission of a few more attorneys, basically. Let me make sure I pull up what that is. Pro hoc. I got it. Okay. For this occasion, it's Latin for pro hoc vice VC or however. It's Latin for this occasion. Permits a lawyer licensed in one U.S. jurisdiction to temporarily practice in another jurisdiction for a particular case without being fully admitted to the local bar. So this is how these attorneys are able to come in for this specific case that are not licensed or registered with the bar in the state of Delaware. They're licensed attorneys. They're just not registered with the bar for that state. Does that make sense? And they're only doing this for this case. Y'all, this is something else. Oh, no reply, honey. How you doing, honey? Oh, Sifa, how you doing? Y'all, Candace can't keep a damn attorney. They got sick of her dogging out Jewish people. Candace, when your attorneys are Jewish, you don't see him walk around and dog out Jewish people all day. You dumbass. I know you listening, you dumb heifer. You can spend however you want this to be spent. Candace, you running your mouth and dogging out Jewish people, and then you go hire Jewish attorneys. You expect them to be okay with you? They should have stayed on the case and just made sure your ass lost. Shit. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Oh, we're gonna get to that. Oh, yay, I'm on time. Hey, Luxus, what's going on? A win is a win. No reply all day, every day. Candace. Oh, you still got court April 28th. They just need to let that motion go through. Now, if it's only one attorney that withdrew, they can still proceed forward with the motion to dismiss. If all three of them withdrew, then she gonna go in there and talk about, I need a new attorney. Yana, please give me more time to get more counsel. She'll probably hire, if all three of them withdrew, she'll just hire more attorneys, but they'll get to court on the 28th, or they'll ask for an extension saying, hey, she had to get new attorneys. This is a civil proceeding. I hope he says no. Y'all need to do what y'all need to do. Come on, because we can't keep prolonging this. This is getting dumb. So I wanted to go over this information before we go back to the docket so that you guys can understand this pro hoc vice. This legal procedure that allows an out-of-state attorney to participate in a specific case in a jurisdiction where they are not licensed with court approval and local counsel support. Right? So this is how the Macrons were able to add on 4 or 5 more attorneys. And here's the procedural requirements. You must hold an active license in good standing in at least one U.S. jurisdiction. File a formal motion or application with the court requesting permission to participate in this specific case. Associate with the locally licensed attorney, often referred to as local counsel, who may be required to sign documents or appear in court depending on local rules. Provide proof of service to all parties, and in some jurisdictions like California, remit a fee to the state bar. Courts have discretion to grant or deny pro hac vice admission, and it is generally intended for occasional use rather than routine practice. Pro hac vice is a privilege, not a right. So they have to do things the right way. They have to get permission. There you go. So let's go back to this docket. So we see here pro hac vice of Thomas A. Clare, PC, on behalf of plaintiffs Emmanuel Brigitte Macron, with certificate of service certification of Thomas A. Clare. Let's see, that's one. Then we have another for Elizabeth M. Locke on behalf of plaintiffs Thomas A. Clare, Elizabeth Locke. Good grief. Catherine G. Humphrey on behalf of plaintiffs. So that's 3. Oh my good lord! So they brought in the entire law firm. Then you have a Megan McGeegan on behalf of plaintiffs. That's 4. So far, you got 1, 2. This is the law firm. Thomas Clear and Locke. They're already with the law firm, so that would make sense. But that's still 1, 2. Catherine G. Humphrey is 3. Megan McGeegan is 4. Guillermo P. Warnershirt is 5. Oh my good lord! And then the order on all of them were signed by the judge. You all see that Sheldon K. Rennie is the judge. Here's the order. So order was signed by Sheldon Rennie. So ordered that Claire Thomas Claire, granting admission. Another order for Elizabeth Locke, granting admission. So ordered Catherine G. Humphrey, granting admission. So ordered Megan McGeegan, granting admission. They got to do an edit to this entry. They spelled granting wrong. Let's see here. Here's another one. So ordered Guillermo Warnershirt, granting admission. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attorneys that have been added to this team for the petition. 5. And then here's a notice. Now, what you do is typically you file a notice before you file the motion. The attorney still has to file a motion to withdraw. The judge could either grant it or deny it. Does that make sense? So they just filed the notice on April 21st. It was docketed today of a notice of withdrawal of counsel on behalf of defendants accepted by, and here's the transaction ID number. I'm wondering if it's all 3 of her attorneys or just Chad Chandler, because he's the one that filed the notice. Oh my lord. Candace. They got 5 attorneys added in. She's about to lose one. At the very least, she gonna lose Chad Chandler. Because he was like, no, F this. Candace, you can't dog out your attorney's heritage. You idiot. You can't make this up. What is wrong with her? All this because the candy asses didn't know how to stop allowing Erica Kirk to live rent-free in their head. Candace, I thought you went on with your cult members say. You know, they encourage you to be stupid. You couldn't leave Israel and Jewish people alone, and you hired 3 Jewish attorneys? Are you out of your mind? No reply. I know you've been putting in the work. Y'all, shout out to No Reply. You've been putting in the groundwork, sending them information, making sure they understood who they were dealing with. Look how long it took, but look at God. Won't he do it? I just want their hearing to go forth on the 28th, y'all. Oh my God. Candace. You are so screwed. Y'all, shout out to No Reply. Hit the 4 and get some fire emojis in the chat for No Reply. Oh, mama love you, honey. Oh, I'm good. Thank God. And thank you for caring. Oh, honey, you're welcome. I hope everything's all well with you. Honey, it's all about, listen. No Reply. Shout out to my mods. I told you I have the best out here now. Best mods on YouTube. Don't let nobody tell you anything any differently. Chi, wait a minute. Wait one damn minute. She can't be this dumb. Inquiring minds want to know who ties Candace's shoes. Candace, girl. You don't let your dumb coat take over to the point where they got you dogging your own attorneys out. See, they had no idea. They didn't care because they're not that smart. And then, you know, they're bots. Either they're bots or they're brainwashed and they have a hive mentality. They don't read. They don't understand what's 2 times 3. They don't get that. Math goes over their heads and all that stuff. And it's her fault because she let them carry her down this path. She also takes them down this path to where she's basically on this I hate Jewish and Israel trail campaign, and forgot her own attorneys were Jewish. So they've been giving her money to pay her attorney's fees to 3 Jewish attorneys. And yet these incompetent morons didn't think about all that hatred they've been spewing out against anybody from Israel or against anyone that's Jewish. And they've been paying her attorney's fees who are Jewish. The attorney said, nah, it ain't worth this money, ain't worth it. Hell no. Because see, she docks her own attorney's, building, remember? Y'all remember the red crane with the transformer and all of that? Oh, we just laughed the hell out of that. So people found out where they were located because she put them out there on her on her show. Candace, you're nothing more than a TV show guest. That's all you are now. No one should take you seriously except when you're telling people to go out and hurt and harm somebody because you want Erica Kirk dead. You've doxed Jewish conservatives who were donors of TPUSA because you didn't like them. How did you explain this to your attorneys again? When you're talking them out for being Jewish? Like, this is insane. She brought this on herself. Now they want to withdraw. They're like, no, we're done. You can go find you some new attorneys. Child, who tied Candace's shoes? Grim is yeasty. Candace, she one of the ones she's just gonna buy shoes that don't even have shoestrings, just to avoid doing it all together. Forget this. I'm just gonna get some flip flops. I'm not tying nothing. I'm not doing anything that's complex. Let me just go buy some shoes I can just slip my feet in and keep going. That's how she solves that problem. If Candace can't do something, she's not even gonna face it head on and deal with it. Feel like forget the shoestrings. I'm just not even gonna buy shoes with shoestrings. Oh, good Lord mercy. Oh, you candy asses. Y'all should be so proud of your cult member, your cult leader. Your cult leader's attorneys that kick rocks. Y'all kept coming at us with all this hatred about being Jewish. Can't make this up. Oh, this is something else. C-Star said, hallelujah. Thank you, Marshall, for the $20 super. What a treat to have you in the afternoon. I believe it's pronounced Vice. Is it? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Great to see you in the Luxus. Thank you, honey. Pro Hakvice. Am I saying that right? Child, boo. My God. Thank you for the $20 super, Marshall. Oh, Nova Plus says, thank you so much. Support LLC. That's the way to go. That's how it's done, y'all. Look at this. Ivy Light says, hallelujah. Funniest part is Candace did not. Shout out to everybody in the chat. CC, I see you up in here. Oh, man. Mr. B, how you doing, honey? How you doing? I know this is hilarious. Poetry Princess, what's going on? Listening while you're at work on the way home. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button when you can. Oh, dear Lord. Candace, you done screwed it up. You done screwed up. So, since the notice is on file, and we're talking about 5 calendar days before the motion to dismiss. All right. I'm not saying that they can't withdraw. There is a chance that the judge could deny it. The attorney still has to file a motion to withdraw, right? This is simply the notice. This is giving the other party in the court a heads up that a motion to withdraw will be filed. And this is the counselor's intention. Does that make sense? So if they file the motion and Judge Rennie denies it, more so it will be because, mainly, it will be because of the upcoming court hearing. This thing has been pushed back so far. If the other party objects to the counsel withdrawing if it means delaying the actual hearing on the motion to dismiss, then they can do a reply and say, please deny this because we want to be able to proceed forward. At this point, it's been long enough. This is the defendant's motion to dismiss. Like I've said 1,000 times, Candace did not have to file a motion to dismiss. If she wanted to get to the discovery phase, she could have simply filed a response or an answer. So with the complaint, you have the right as the respondent or defendant to answer and provide your responses. It did not have to be a motion to dismiss. It was an option for her to do that, but it was not the only option or a requirement. She could have just filed an answer and a response and then let that proceed forward. But she filed a motion to dismiss, which warrants a separate hearing on that motion. That's what this hearing is for, coming up on April 28th. This is Candace's motion to dismiss. She wants this case dismissed. That's not showing that you want to get to the discovery phase. And she has all the candy ass cult members thinking, oh, I can't wait to get to the discovery phase. I want all discovery. She doesn't want to go to discovery. Because, see, discovery works two ways. Discovery works both ways. So they can request discovery from her that will be available to the public because, you know, the candy asses don't mind everything being public unless it brings shame upon their dumbass cult leader. But any other time, yeah, make it all transparent. They owe us answers. They owe us evidence. We demand to see the videos. Candace got $12 million in assets. She's trying to hide it. Oh, well, who cares? People have money hiding all the time. Yeah, you will not be able to get that over in the court. And that's the beauty of it all. These judges, these courts don't give a damn about Candace's cult members. Lord, we thank you. So since they dictate nothing in the court of law, we don't care how they feel. I never do. Candace, your attorney is going to file a motion to withdraw because they're sick of you out here bashing Jewish people. And she thinks like, you know, oh, all this free speech has no consequence. You don't walk around here bashing another person's race or ethnicity. For what? You going after the entire state of Israel for what? Where's it going to get you? All it's going to do is make you look like you're racist. So this is what we are, y'all. They got a hearing coming up. And I really want this hearing to go forward because it's been long enough. But that judge is not going to, y'all not going to be able to threaten and bully and intimidate that judge. That judge ain't playing that shit. He will lock you punks up and sleep peacefully. Candace included. And she's done all of this, bringing all this nonsense out here, going in on people because they're Jewish. And forgot that she had Jewish attorneys. She didn't even care. How do you explain that to them again? All this stuff you saying online? You can't say, well, I'm just doing it for entertainment and shock value. Because listen here. See here? They'll tell on you if they need to. Y'all know Candace only does this for show. She doesn't mean any of it. She actually wants to be on TPUSA's payroll. She's had it multiple times. And she's in love with Charlie Kirk. The end. They'll tell on your ass. And they'll do it in the court of law under oath. What you think that's going to happen with that? Candace, you're not getting in over nobody. Now your counsels want to withdraw. I'm wondering, is it all three? Or is it just Chad Chandler? Y'all, this is something else. Oh, my God. Oh, this is something else. Oh, Candace, you're so done. Oh, Candace. Candace. Oh, hell, heck, no fury. Like your attorney's trying to withdraw from this case. Good evening to everybody coming in. Y'all, we had to come in early. I had to come in early. I saw no replies, email. I was like, oh, snap. Oh, we're so going live on this. Candace, I told you I was going to keep my foot on your neck about this lawsuit. Because I want the Macrons to win. They're going to mollywop you in court, girl. You can't even keep counsel. Candace, guess what? That speaks to your credibility and your character. All these posts you're making, attacking your own attorneys. You think it would be hard for the Macrons to use that against you? When you're attacking Jewish people, that includes your own counsel, and they want to withdraw, the Macron's attorney are going to mollywop you in court with that. They're gonna use it to their advantage. Of course they are. Because it speaks to your character. It speaks to your propensity to defame and to attack. You're racist. I mean, you're a lot of things. You're an idiot too. But they're going to be able to use that against you. And you couldn't even tell your court members, look, can y'all calm the hell down? I got court coming up. We ain't doing that. Oh, she's so dumb. Oh, she's so stupid. Candace, you're so stupid. Oh, man. Oh, this is a good damn day. I'm not feeling 100%, but boy, this is a good moment. Candace, no one told you to do all this stuff. And now your attorneys want to withdraw. So the only thing she could hope for is that the judge denies it. At the very least, in hopes of this hearing moving forward on the 28th. I personally would rather not see any more delays to this case because it's hot time. Erica Kirk needs to file her lawsuit as well. Might as well just tag team on her. Erica Kirk, I don't know what you're holding out for, girl. But it's time for you to file a lawsuit. Definitely get a protection order in place. Boy, she asks on that, that's it. Candace, you'll be done for. Because then her whole main squeeze of her dogging out Erica Kirk, that'll be cut off. Because that restraining protection order, yeah, no, you won't even be able to say her name without being in violation of that order. By the time they get through drafting the proposed order on that and putting in the stipulations they need so that their client, Erica Kirk, doesn't have all this extra emotional distress and harassment and bullying and targeting. Yeah, Candace won't even be able to think about her too hard without violating that order. That's why she need to get that order in place. She need to get a protection restraining order in place. Erica Kirk, stop playing around with Candace. If she get mad about it, guess what? She won't be able to say nothing. Violate that order, you go to jail. Candace, you losing attorneys. You might have a lawsuit coming out in the pipeline soon from Erica Kirk. Preferably, she files a protection order against your dumb ass, you and whomever these so-called sources and direct contacts are living in her building. Oh, you about to catch it. We're here for it. Oh, we are so here for this. Candace. Oh, y'all. Do y'all think that all three attorneys? No reply, where you at? Do you think all three attorneys are going to withdraw or just one? No reply to C-Star because lawyers have a duty for preserving their image. Exactly. Let's see. I'll get the Delaware legal code about it. One sec. Okay. I think all three attorneys might withdraw. If they are all, and here's the thing. Attorneys stick together, right? Even the attorneys for Brigitte Macron are not going to just be rude and disrespectful to the attorneys for the defendant because they're doing a job. They're representing their clients. At the end of the day, that they're colleagues. They went to law school. They're registered with the bar. They probably, have more dealings than you realize when they are litigating cases in the same courts. They're going to cross paths with each other multiple times, right? These attorneys are in the same state. Their offices are not too far away from each other. And oftentimes they're hearing cases at the same courthouse. So they have a lot more rapport with each other than you think. And what they don't like is, you just going and attacking a fellow counsel. And for what? Because of race and ethnicity. And they have to deal with their own client being the one that's doing this. So you have to know, like, these attorneys for the Macrons have to be like, what the hell is going on with Chad Chandler and all? What are they thinking? Why are they representing her at this point? Who? Let me show you all her attorneys' names. Oh man! So you got the defendants listed as Candace Owens in her individual capacity. Of course, Candace Owens LLC, Georgetown Inc. And then her attorneys are Catherine Mowry, Chad M. Chandler, and Blake Rohrbacher. So those are her three attorneys. This attorney here is the one that filed the notice. And more than likely, the motion is soon to follow because the notice is just a heads up. Since it's so close to the court hearing date for the 28th, it might get denied. But it goes to show that at the very least, they're listening because they're watching YouTube and all of that. And they definitely know what she's been saying. And even if it gets denied because of this hearing, it can be granted after the fact. So let's say the judge says, okay, I'm going to deny it until after the motion to dismiss hearing because it's just too close and we need to proceed forward with that hearing. Once the hearing is concluded, then he'll probably sign the order for them to withdraw right after the hearing is done. That's if he denies it because of that. Does that make sense? Now, the judge could just grant it and then, leave her high and dry come April 28th, having to scramble to get another attorney. That's if all three withdraw. And since they all work with the same law firm, more than likely, it's going to be all three requesting to withdraw. Because it's going to be mighty hard for the three of them to still work together. If only one is withdrawing because they're tired of being attacked because they're Jewish, and then the other two are like, well, we're just going to stay on the case. And you're like, wait, what? And since they worked on this case together this whole time, more than likely, all three are withdrawing. More than likely. All right? So you're talking about the same law firm, three attorneys there. She's already outed them and where they are, where their office is. It's so dumb. I think after that, they should have withdrawn. Once she exposed them and showed where their offices were, reminded everybody this is where they work, they should have withdrew then. Because now it's a matter of safety. And her coat is stupid. They're also dangerous. They send out death threats and they don't even care. They just do it in the name of Candace Owens. And they get mad when you point out the obvious. This is what's been done. That can be proven. It's crazy. So, yeah. Ebony Tone said discovery is when the court finds out that Candace hired a known Zionist Jew lawyer to represent her. She up here dogging out these same people that she won't represent her. No reply put Delaware lawyers' rules of professional conduct, specifically Rule 1.16, declining or terminating representation. Attorney can and often will withdraw if the client's actions make the representation unreasonably difficult, or if the client insists on a course of action the lawyer considers repugnant or fundamentally disagrees with, or the case getting dismissed is about jurisdiction. Candace is saying that the lawsuit should be in Tennessee. Yeah, no, she's not going to get that. And just because she says that does not make that the case at all. It doesn't mean that court does not have jurisdiction over the matter. And Candace doesn't understand the definition of the word jurisdiction. So, of course, she doesn't understand, why the court has standing. She doesn't understand any of that. She has no legal knowledge. She's not an attorney. She's not an investigator. She's not even a good reader. She's an idiot, and she's lied about having 2 degrees. Bottom line. Candace, we're still waiting on you to show evidence of your 2 degrees. One in journalism, the other one in English. This is the same idiot that pronounces terms like reminiscent as remissioned. Can't make this up. Candace, you done pissed off your attorneys. You go. Oh my God. What's going on, Casey? How you doing, honey? I've got to cook dinner in a few, but I've got Lady Luck on speaker. I'm spending time with my 82-year-old mom's house for the weekend, and I was thankful for some great laughs last night to sleep. Oh, Keisha, thank you. Honey, tell your mom I said hello. Shout out to you and your mom. Oh, man, that's a blessing. That is an absolute blessing. And let's see here. Sifa said, Jews also stick together. Their lawyers are Jewish. She's toast. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why go in on this? You got 3 attorneys. What you gonna tell them when they call you saying, hey, we need to go over this motion? Yeah, we saw your post about how you hate all Jewish people. What was your response to them, Candace? Well, I'm just playing. What's she gonna tell them? I'm just joking. I don't mean any of that. I'm a liar. Candace, that's the only time she's probably honest, when she's telling her attorneys that she lies like hell on social media for clout. Can't make this up. But what else is she saying to try to excuse it? No, I didn't really mean to say I hate all Jewish people or Israel, or that they're responsible for assassinating Charlie Kirk. I didn't really mean that. I just say that because I want all the super chats and stuff, People buy my merch. God. Candace, you're despicable. Oh, man. Won't God do it? Oh, this is something else. If RLF fully withdraw, Candace will not be able to get replacement in the 30 to 60-day window. That time frame is up to the judge. This is the worst place to be in. Exactly. The one that withdrew is her actual attorney, not the in-state representative. Is way worse. This is direct counsel. Yeah. Chad Chandler is her attorney. And oftentimes you have lead counsel when you have a team. You have like a lead counsel that's kind of spearheading it. And then they'll be the ones to ensure that the other associates, doing whatever little role they're playing in this. And then all the motions, orders, those things, major decisions made, the lead counsel will sign off and agree to it and go from there. Does that make sense? So I personally think that all 3 are going to withdraw that are listed, because I don't foresee her having, Chad Chandler withdraw and the other 2 don't. Like, this is crazy. Candace, they all work for the same law firm. So Catherine Mowry and Blake Robershire, am I saying that right? Robershire. Child, they told you to kick rocks. They're so done with her. And she cannot excuse her behavior she's been displaying all this time. She can't excuse this. Candace, you out here, you done, oh my goodness. And you really think it's gonna be easy to find new attorneys? Does she really think that it's going to be easy to find new attorneys? Oh my goodness. Y'all, Laura Loom is already on it. So this is the court docket, you all. We'll be looking out for, they got the notice file. Let me refresh it. We'll be looking for this motion. That's what I'm waiting for. The motion to be filed. That is the official request to the court. And then it will be a proposed order with that. More than likely, on the hearing day, what can happen is when you file a motion, that depending on the type of motion it is, if you're asking for a court hearing on the motion, it will trigger a hearing. So you have to request a hearing and all of that. Since they have a hearing coming up, here's the most likely scenario that is reasonable and realistic. They filed their motion to withdraw as counsel, and then refer to the April 28th hearing and ask the judge to hear the motion to withdraw on the same day as the motion to dismiss. Does that make sense? That way, that hearing can still proceed forward. Because right now, they would have to still get an order signed from the judge to withdraw, right? The judge still has to sign the order. So as opposed to, unless it's something like an emergency, like somebody's in a hospital, something like that, they about to have open heart surgery, then that's expected that they are not going to be able to represent the client or come to court. But in most scenarios, the motion to withdraw, you explain to the court what's going on, why you need to withdraw. That more than likely will trigger a hearing. Since they have an upcoming hearing, then the judge will hear the motion to dismiss. And depending on what happens with that, regardless, I think he's going to proceed forward and deny the motion to dismiss. And then, of course, the motion to withdraw counsel, that then will be heard in the same hearing. So either way, if the judge says, well, we're denying the motion to dismiss, but I'll grant the motion to withdraw, he'll sign the orders from that one hearing. That's what I'm hoping for, because it'll be easier for the Macrons. I don't care about Candace. That way, the Macrons don't have to worry about trying to get another hearing on this motion to dismiss. So all of that can be heard on that same day on April 28th. They'll hear the motion to dismiss, give their argument, and then hear the motion to withdraw. And more than likely, because of what's going on, if the attorneys are like, listen, we can't, this is becoming unbearable. Our client is out here, bashing people, that are Jewish, and we're Jewish and we can't take it. It's putting our lives in danger. She's already put our office address out there. People know where we are. We don't have time for this shit. It poses a real threat to their safety, to their lives. Yeah, then he'll grant the order, the motion, and he'll sign the order. And then at that point, she'll have to get her some new attorneys to take on from there. At least the motion to dismiss will already be heard. That is the best scenario that will prevent the Macrons from having to be delayed any further with that. Does that make sense? That's really what you want deep down. All right, does that make sense? Oh man, this is so good. I'm so excited. Let's go over to X. Oh, because Laura Loom is already on it. Oh no. Oh man. And I think RLF is just her in state representative, not necessarily in the lawyers in the room. RLF reputation is not worth Candace's money. She's just one client. Exactly. They still have to, practice in the state of Delaware when it's all said and done. What is it? Where we at? Yeah, in Delaware. When it's said and done. At some point, the Macron case will move forward and they'll win. And it'll be the end of that. Hopefully, Candace's new attorneys will just say, listen, the only way we are representing you is if you decide to do a settlement. Because we're not going through all that. You've said some despicable things. We're not in the mood. If you're going to sit here and go out, keep bashing and blaming people for assassinations, we're not doing that shit. You're not putting our lives in danger. Your cult is stupid. The candy asses don't know how to calm down for 5 minutes and go have several seats so that this case can proceed forward in the court of law, something they don't dictate. And Candace is the one letting this shit happen. She's the one spearheading all this hate campaign. Is it worth the money, Candace? Because now you still in a vicarious situation. Because you're not going to get attorneys that are going to want to do a good job or anything. They're just going to set you up and tell you either you're going to have to settle or you're going to lose like hell. Because this is a jury trial demand. And that jury is not going to take kindly to all the bullshit you've been saying. It'll be hard for them to find a juror that did not know of Candace Owens. These people have to live out in the woods with no internet, no TV, no phones, no nothing to say, I don't know who Candace Owens is, never heard of her. Otherwise, what's the likelihood of them getting a jury with at least 6 jurors where they don't know who Candace Owens is? But her posts, her social media, her videos, it's all over the place. And she put her foot in her mouth. She wants to be #1 podcaster on earth, which she's not. But that's what she wants to be. And yet, she just spells all this hate out and she can't keep an attorney. Go figure. Candace will be looking for that motion to withdraw. Oh, man. If this was docketed, it takes a couple days, you all, to have the stuff docketed. So if they filed the motion, then I'm just looking at the notice here. So if you all see like a notice here, this notice was filed on January 21st, docketed on January 23rd. Typically, following a notice, then the motion itself is filed. And it'd be typically within the next 1 to 2 business days. That's kind of been the trend. Sometimes it's like a day or 2 later. So you'll have a notice and then you'll have the actual document that'll be filed a day or 2 later. Something to that extent. So since they've just filed the notice and it was docketed on today, then between tomorrow's Friday, and Monday, the motion should be docketed. Because the hearing is on Tuesday. Yep, the hearing is next week, Tuesday. So I think they're doing it this way for it to line up to where the motion to withdraw can be heard on Tuesday along with the motion to dismiss. It seems like that's how it's lining up. They probably would rather just get through the motion to dismiss to get that out the way. Just to do the right thing by the petitioner, so they're not prolonged any longer. And then the judge will hear the motion to withdraw. Oh my God, I want to hear. Is there a way to hear that? Log in and hear that hearing. Is there a Zoom hearing link? No reply. If there's a hearing link, we can sit in and observe the hearing. Did they say anything about this being televised? It should be. Child, your attorneys want to get off the case? Oh, this definitely should be televised. Let me know something. Y'all, let's go over to X. Oh, Laura's already. Oh, my God. So Laura Loomer posted up breaking. Mark Kasowitz, the Zionist Jewish lawyer who Candace Owens hired to represent her in the defamation case filed against her by Macron and Emmanuel Macron, just withdrew as the lead counsel on Candace's legal team. He is no longer representing her as counsel. I wish he would have given the steps as to how that operates. That way, when you go on the court website and you look at the activity, it's not misleading. But the motion has to be filed and the order has to be granted. But that's what they're requesting. The withdrawal comes days after I exposed how Candace Owens hired a Zionist Jewish lawyer who also represents President Trump, despite talking about how much she hates Zionists, bashes Jews, and smears Trump with defamatory comments on her podcast every day. The case is Macron v. Owens, Delaware Superior Court, number N as in Nancy 25C as in Candace -07-194. And the formal notice of withdrawal was filed on April 21st, docketed on today, the 23rd. Y'all. And then was the craziest thing, Candace, you're so stupid. You did all of this and for what? For what? Child, was it worth the Candace? Because the candy asses don't give a damn. They don't care. They're going to be like, screw them. You don't need them, Candace. Actually, she does. Because they're the ones that are more familiar with the case. Candace, it's not going to be dismissed just so you can have it go to Tennessee. No. You don't know how that works. And you should not dog out your own attorneys because you're not that smart. All you had to do was report information, not sit here and bash people because of where they're born or their ethnicity or race. What's wrong with you? And then you got all the candy asses are so stupid. All they do is reaffirm everything she says, and then they put it all over social media and post. That can be used against her in a court of law because she's an idiot, and so are they. Their posts can be used against her because they're parroting her talking points. They're tagging her in their post. This is what goes towards influence. You're influencing this campaign of hate and harassment. And for what? Candace, you dumber than a rock. Oh my God. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus. Oh, this is priceless. Oh, Candace, you gotta come, girl. Oh, y'all tagging me in so much stuff. This is something else. This is something else. Candace, you got it coming. You brought this on yourself. Just so we can be clear on this, I want to, oh man. Let's see here. And she got a whole lot of stuff she fighting against. Y'all was trying to see about the Okay. I thought it was a video up about it already from Nick Brooks. I'm waiting on Nick Brooks to say something about it. Y'all know I'm one where I like to listen to what actual attorneys got to say about this. This is something else. Candace, you got it coming. Meantime, we'll watch a couple videos. This is too good. Because I did want to see this, what he had to say about
I'm Nick Brooks.
Candace's defense to Tyler Robinson. Y'all, this is Nicholas Brooks. Isn't he sharp and dapper? Oh, man, he's been a guest here in the LLC. He's always welcome back. Nick Brooks, we love you, honey. And I wanted to get to a few videos in the last marathon that we had, and we're going to get to it. So, y'all let me know if y'all can see in here by putting a 4 in the chat. Because, yeah, it's mighty funny how Candace keep going on her way trying to defend Tyler Robinson. Is it too far is what this attorney is explaining. Let's get to it. Hit the 4. Let's go.
California attorney, and today we're asking whether Candace Owens has gone too far in publicly defending Tyler Robinson, the man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk, and what legal lines apply when you talk about an active murder case. Owens has already told millions of her followers that she does not believe Robinson pulled the trigger or acted alone, directly contradicting prosecutors. We'll walk through defamation and interference with justice risk and apply them to what she's actually saying. Here's the setup. Charlie Kirk was tragically shot and killed at a Utah college event in September, and 22-year-old Tyler Robinson now faces aggravated murder and related charges, with prosecutors pursuing the death penalty. While the DOJ weighs a possible federal hate crime theory, the official line from investigators is that Robinson acted alone. Owens has spent weeks on her show and social feeds pushing alternative theories, saying Robinson did not pull the trigger and insisting there were other actors involved. Legally, there are 3 lanes to pay attention to here: defamation, interference with justice, and what courts call fair comment on matters of public concern. Owens is talking about a public figure's assassination, an accused killer, and supposed hidden conspirators, all in front of a massive audience. So the core questions are, when are her claims protected opinion or speculation, and when do they drift towards false factual accusations that could support a lawsuit or anger prosecutors? In plain English, defamation is a false statement of fact about a real person that harms their reputation, published to others without a good legal defense. Calling out government inconsistencies or asking questions is usually protected. However, inventing specific criminal facts about named private people is much riskier. Interference with justice theories focus on whether someone is trying to intimidate witnesses, poison a jury pool, or otherwise obstruct the process. At the same time,
hold on, she doesn't get red super chats? What? What's going on, Cher? Hey, Saint Honey. Don't stop. How you doing? Can y'all hear? Let me know. Someone asked if we could watch Ben Shapiro at what now? UPenn? Is that on X or YouTube? And how long is it? Email me the video link. I'll check it out to see how long it is. Did Candy's lawyers find out she was hiding their properties? You know what? That's a good question. Because see, here's the thing. When you get an attorney, you're supposed to be completely transparent and honest with them. And because Candace doesn't know how to do anything but lie her ass off, I highly doubt it. Because you can get trustee attorneys to cover that part. And if those attorneys are saying, listen, these properties can be hid under this trust, you don't have to worry about that coming up in the lawsuit or anything, blah, blah, blah. If your attorneys, for that matter, need, to get any information or they have any questions, they can contact me. So more than likely, they probably would have to go through her trust attorney or whatever attorney is overseeing the actual trust itself. Does that make sense? So you can get an attorney to represent your trust. Just like Erica Kirk can have her own personal attorney, but then she has an attorney to represent TPUSA. Doesn't mean TPUSA is representing the attorney for TPUSA represents her automatically. She can have her own personal attorney to represent herself. TPUSA attorneys represent TPUSA. So they probably have an attorney representing that trust. So these three attorneys representing her in the Macron lawsuit would have to contact that attorney. But it wouldn't behoove her to hide any property or assets when it comes to the financial discovery, if that can be used to determine your income for this judgment. And they're not going to lie for her. Clearly, they're not trying to do that. It would not be in their best interest to lie on behalf of their client. They can get penalized and fined or sanctioned for that. So I hope, at the very least, if they did not know, they could truly say we were not aware and she did not disclose it. But Candace is a liar and she's hiding it intentionally because, who puts their own home in a trust that they living in? And then you paying the property taxes. Paying the property taxes on it. It's not even coming from the trust. You're doing this to hide money. And you're talking about $12 million in assets? $12 million. Not 12,000. 12 million. So contrary to what her, so-called moronic cult-based think, they don't know laws. And they don't understand that when you're asked to give up your financial discovery to do the financial affidavit and disclosure, you can't lie on that. You cannot lie on that affidavit. Because that affidavit is no different than you getting in a courtroom, getting up on the stand, and getting under oath, being placed under oath and having to testify. You're saying you're making these statements under the penalty of perjury. The only difference is you're doing it in writing in an affidavit. So if she lies, guess what that's called? That's perjury. Judges don't take kindly to that, especially when you've said in countless videos, they're trying to bankrupt me. They want me to be destitute and broke for exercising my free speech. No, defamation is not protected speech. Making provable false statements, that's not protected under the First Amendment. So you lying like hell on someone is not protected. And you should be punished for that. You purported it to be a fact that Brigitte Macron was born a man. And Candace is too stupid to admit I should not have said that. But here we are. The only thing she can hope for is that they choose to settle. Because if I were them, no, we're going to have a whole jury trial. We're selecting the jury. We're doing this. We want this televised. That's how you bring down a narcissistic thunkhead that thinks that she is #1 podcast on earth. Televise that whole hearing so that we can all witness her ass lose it. That's how you make her eat some humble pie, because otherwise she's not. And then she'll try to twist it and spin it and all of that, and then they have to gag her ass because she's an idiot. And she doesn't know how to just, let me just give my thoughts and opinion on this and keep living. No. Candace, all of this is going to come down the pipeline. You're going to have to pay millions of dollars because you're a moron. Bless your heart. Oh, no. Y'all email me that link. Let's see how long that Ben Shapiro is, and I'll let you know.
Commentary on high-profile criminal cases gets strong First Amendment protection. Apply that to what Owens is actually doing here. She says Robinson was involved on the September 10th assassination of Charlie Kirk, but insists that he did not pull the trigger and did not act alone, directly contradicting prosecutors who say he acted by himself. She questions the murder weapon, suggests there may have been a second shooter, and hints that other people in Kirk's orbit might be hiding something, while sharing selective texts and paperwork. That's mostly framed as, this is what I believe, but some of it sounds like factual claims about real, identifiable people. Realistically, the highest immediate risk is a defamation claim from someone she strongly implies is involved in Kirk's killing or cover-up, especially if they're a private or less public figure. Prosecutors also hate having a huge influence or questioning evidence in real time, but they'd be very cautious about turning that into any kind of charge because of the First Amendment and the political blowback. The DOJ's focus right now is building a death penalty case, not chasing commentators. The broader lesson for anyone with a platform is this: you can criticize the government's case, point out gaps, and debate motives, especially in a huge political assassination. But the danger zone is when you start confidently assigning criminal roles to specific individuals.
Hold on. Let me go back a little bit.
Confidently assigning criminal roles to specific individuals without evidence.
Yep.
Point out gaps and debate motives, especially in a huge political assassination. But the danger zone is when you start confidently assigning criminal roles to specific individuals without evidence. Even if you've never even seen a courtroom, you can blow up relationships, face demands to retract, and become part of the story instead of just covering it. There's a big difference between here's what we don't know yet and here's who helped kill him. If you found this helpful, hit like so more people see it. Before you go, tell me in the comments whether you think Candace Owens is courageously questioning a shaky case or recklessly smearing people in the middle of a murder prosecution. If someone you know follows Owens, Kirk, or true crime politics,
she's recklessly smearing and trying to taint the jury and trying to get Tyler Robinson off. The end. She can't even tell anybody who she thinks pulled the trigger on the gun. That's the crazy part. That's what we are. So, oh man, let's see here. I wanted to see this one.
We have breaking news.
Because Ben Shapiro said he was going to be teaming up with Erica Kirk to sue her, right? When is that going to happen? Because I've been waiting on it. Oh my God. Oh, let's get some comments in. Brown One Eye Girl, how you doing? Which lawyer withdrew? I think all three are withdrawing. She has 3 attorneys. I think all 3 of them, because they all work in the same law firm. All 3 will be withdrawing. The main lead counsel, let me go back to that post. Because Laura Loomer is like, oh, I'm not playing with you, girl. She already put it up. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh man. Let me go back to why not just tag it? Daggone it. Where is it? Because somebody tag me in on Laura Loomer's post. She just made it. Oh, God. Ugh. Hold on. What was his name? Okay, here we go. Mark Kasowitz is the, I guess, the lead counsel. He is no longer representing her as counsel. Trump lawyer Kasowitz leaves Candace Owens' team in Macron case. Y'all, this article was posted up on April 22nd. That was yesterday. Oh my goodness. Y'all. And then we did check to see in the docket here that Chad Chandler has filed a notice of withdrawal of counsel on behalf of defendants. There you go. And that was just docketed today. Y'all see that? So all three are saying goodbye. All three. She losing her whole legal team. Candace, I just can't help the smile ear to ear right now. Oh man. Oh. Y'all shout out to No Reply. He heard him. He emailed me so quick. And then I got on live. I had to do this. Candace, I told you I was going to stay on top of this case. Didn't I tell you ever? Oh man. No Reply has been trying to put in that work. He put in that work, y'all. Last year, No Reply was sending them information saying this woman ousted y'all office. She putting y'all in danger. We went over that video. We went over her video where she was giving out her attorney's work location. Like no one needed to know that. So she's already put them in incredible danger. And now come to find out that they, are Jewish, and she's been dogging out anyone that's from Israel or Jews, putting them even more danger. They're not obligated to remain on her counsel team. I would leave her ass too. So we're waiting on that motion to be filed because that was the notice, but we're definitely waiting on that motion to be docketed to the court. But he's like, I'm done. Bye. Y'all. Bloomberg Law. Oh, I got to put an article. Oh, this is too good. Oh, man. The lawyer withdraw. This is something else. Candace can't even keep an attorney now. Candace, you're a moron. Oh, my God. Mark Kasowitz departs Candace Owens' legal team in Macron defamation case, implications for international defamation law. In a notable shift in the legal within the legal landscape, attorney Mark Kasowitz, who has previously represented former President Donald Trump, has stepped down from the legal team representing conservative activist Candace Owens and her ongoing. I wish they would stop calling her an activist. She's not an activist. She's a shit starter. In an ongoing legal battle against French President Emmanuel Macron, this case has garnered attention due to its high-profile nature. Y'all, this is something else. Oh my goodness gracious. Hold on. Involving international figures and complex legal issues. Kasowitz's departure was confirmed recently, highlighting potential strategic changes in Owens' approach to the defamation suit. Case emerged after Macron allegedly claimed that misinformation spread by Owens contributed to political unrest in France. This accusation prompted Owens to seek legal recourse, disputing the allegations and defending her role in the dissemination of information through her platforms. The legal proceedings have attracted scrutiny as they delve into the contentious realm of digital misinformation and its implications in political contexts. Kasowitz's involvement initially added weight to Owens' legal strategy, owing to his significant experience with high-profile cases. However, his exit may influence the direction and dynamic of the defense. The departure was reported by Bloomberg Law, which underscores the ongoing developments in this complex international litigation. Wow, Candace can't keep a damn attorney. Oh man. So he's gone. He's like, I'm not doing this. Candace, you brought this on yourself. This is so ridiculous. I really want to hear what he has to say about leaving. Like, seriously. Oh my God. And she just, oh man. So they reached out to him for a response and he did not immediately respond. Hold on. The legal development comes as the U.S. Israeli war against Iran has deeply fractured American political right, including the MAGA movement, which includes multiple high-profile figures espousing an American first ideology characterized by isolationist or anti-war tendencies. Owens is one of several conservative leaders who have broken with the president on Iran, including fellow podcaster Joe Rogan, Representative Lauren Boebert, Tucker Carlson, who publicly apologized this week for his past support of Trump. Kaslowitz, a spokesman for Owens, and her remaining lawyers didn't immediately respond to requests for comment. Wow. Let's see. They go over the lawsuit. Owens, who has said she's not shutting up in the face of bullying because no one's bullying her dumbass. She just doesn't understand the term until she starts bullying others. Candace has also doxed people as well. I mean, how's that going to go? Can't make this up. By politicians argued in an October court filing that holding her liable would violate a sacred precept of U.S. constitutional law. No, it wouldn't. But she moved in the same filing to dismiss the case on jurisdictional and statute of limitations grounds rather over First Amendment concerns because she's not concerned about the First Amendment, seeing that she admitted to defaming them. She's admitted to defaming the Macrons. Full stop. Whether she believes she defamed them in Tennessee versus the internet is irrelevant. She admitted to defaming the Macrons. So her so-called First Amendment violations is moot. When her dumb ass actually said in a video and on post on X.com that she defamed them. She just believes that she did it in Tennessee, so the case should be heard in Tennessee. No, you defamed them. That's all we need to hear. The Macrons are represented by Farnan LLP and Claire Locke LLP. 5 more people have been added to their legal team, by the way. God. Oh, man. Notice of withdrawal filed 4/21/26. Candace, you are so screwed. Oh, she's so screwed. Child. All right, let's get back to this one. I wanted to see this one. Shout out to Josh Carr, and then we'll see what's going on with Ben Shapiro. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Y'all, she is so done for. She is so done. Y'all, you know Trump gonna have something to say about this boy. Oh man, this is something else. This is something else. All right, y'all, let's get to this. Let's get to this because Erica Kirk needs to go ahead and hurry up and sue Candace while the getting is good.
Ben Shapiro is teaming up with a famous conservative law firm to sue the crap out of Candace Owens with Erica Kirk. We're going to be breaking down everything, including Candace's unhinged reaction. And stick around to the end of the show because new polls just released showing that Tucker Carlson is less popular than ever as Donald Trump continues to have a strong hold on the GOP. So Candace Owens revealed on her own show that she is about to get sued. The same law firm who protected the man who refused to make a gay wedding cake in Colorado, very famous law firm, is teaming up with TPUSA and Erica Kirk to take down Candace. Here is her reaction.
Then I get a flurry of emails last week from people at Alliance Defending Freedom. Okay, massive organization. They do great work. You know, if you remember the baking the cake for the gay couple, it's like a free speech organization on behalf of Christians. Okay. So they again touch some of these people and they're like, Ben is working with Erica on ways to sue you. He's become suddenly very influential in Alliance Defending Freedom. So has Seth Dillon, who they helped him, Seth Dillon, at one point. And I'm like, whoa, isn't this a Christian organization? What are you talking about? Ben Shapiro is working with Erica Kirk and Turning Point with Alliance Defending Freedom. That doesn't sound right to me. And they said, Candace, I can prove it. I said, okay. And sure enough, they sent me an internal video.
So Candace then showed a video of the law firm themselves talking about their new case. Here is that.
I think the other thing I would say is just something that happened yesterday. I was on a phone call with a large organization you would know very, very well. And there's a lot of tension around who they are right now. And it has to do with Candace Owens, which might give you a clue of what we're talking about. And it was a moment where I was able to share all the garbage we've been through in the last 3 years and the way we've thought about decisions that we have made, whether you sue someone, how do you respond to hostility, how do you respond to persecution, how do you deal with mess and strategically have a new leadership team, all those things. And they felt so crummy when we were going through them. And yet it was a reminder that God uses all of those things for his purposes.
And then, as proof that Daily Wire was driving this bus, they informed me that the public is not aware, but that they quietly took a board seat. This is, again, massive organization. There's only, I think, 8 board seats in total. And they showed me that in an internal presentation. I'm going to show you this, I guess, a still of that. If we have that, you guys. Caleb Robinson is the CEO of Daily Wire. He is now on the board of directors. So it's like, almost a silent seat for Ben. I would describe that as.
So what? They don't have to tell you that. I don't understand why she thinks she's entitled to know everything. No, you're not. You're insignificant in the grand scheme of their life or TPUSA. They owe you nothing, heifer. They don't have to tell you anything. The fact that you were able to get this information means that at least something is public about it, but they don't have to tell you up front ahead of time. They don't owe you shit. Candace think that they owe her every little thing they do. They got to tell her about it. No, they don't. They know you have sources and intels inside of TPUSA leakers. Why would they sit here and tell you about what they're doing with the board of directors? They don't owe you shit, Candace. Yeah, if you don't kick rocks. All she does is sit here and try to demand stuff. You don't know. And this is why it's imperative for Erica Kirk to get this protection order. Because now she can have it to where, unless it is something available to the public, now she can put some measures in place with a court order to where she can't call and harass her damn company either, or harass anyone with the intent to try to harass her. She needs to get an injunction or a protection or restraining order. And that should have been done yesterday, Erica Kirk. Stop playing with Candace. You owe her nothing. She's an idiot. Get it done. Candace thinks that she controls TPUSA. You don't control nothing. Girl, you only worked there 19 months. That's not enough to make a dent for them to feel like they're indebted to you. Girl, please. Bye, Felicia. Get a life, Candace. Get a life and leave Erica Kirk alone. She does this reporting like, I can't believe they didn't tell me. They don't owe you shit. It's crazy. Candace, big man.
Because Caleb Robinson doesn't have any legal experience, and they said that Ben was driving the bus, gunning for me through Alliance Defending Freedom. So why am I telling you this? Because this makes me uncomfortable. I don't know what his obsession is.
It makes me feel uncomfortable. So what? We're Candace, let me show you what's uncomfortable. Let me show you what makes me uncomfortable. I just want you to see what I'm uncomfortable with, because I don't think she noticed how uncomfortable this makes me. I mean, you want to talk about how you feel about shit? We can do it. We gotta do that. Let's all talk about what makes us uncomfortable, Candace. Yep, let's go there. Candace, this makes me highly uncomfortable. I mean, I don't understand. I'm so uncomfortable.
Hey guys, it's me, Samantha.
This makes me
I'm
very
so
uncomfortable.
perfect and pretty and skinny. And yeah, maybe Candace got a little chubby in quarantine, but at least I'm still cute because I'm.
That's not AI.
That's not AI at all.
Hey guys, it's me, Samantha.
Candace, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm at the highest level of discomfort. It's like a pain in the neck type of discomfort, you know, that one crick in the neck where you trying to turn your head one way and you realize, oh shit, it's not moving. Oh, ow, this hurts. Because you got a crick in your neck. That's what this is. You want to talk about what you uncomfortable with, girl? I'm just so uncomfortable.
What is this? I'm so perfect and pretty and
Did you
skinny.
care to explain
And yeah,
this?
maybe Candace got a little chubby in quarantine, but at least I'm still cute because I'm.
That's not AI.
Hey guys, it's me, Samantha. What is this? I'm so perfect and pretty and skinny.
Wow. How many times that woman gonna kiss you on the face? Candace, you want to talk about what you uncomfortable with? Go ahead, you ding dong.
With Turning Point USA, but they're
Are you serious? I don't know what his obsession is with Turning Point USA. Are you joking, Candace? Did you really?
Hold on.
I don't know what his obsession is with Turning Point USA. Are you joking, Candace? Did you really just say that? Before I get into the weeds of that and respond to what she just said, I want to share something that I talked about with Jeremy Boring earlier last week. If you didn't hear, I was at Jeremy Boring's house in Nashville, just a few miles away from where Candace Owens lives. And we did a show together. You can go check that out on YouTube. It's out right now on his YouTube channel. But afterward, we talked for quite a while. And I don't want to go into all the personal details because it was a personal conversation. It was private. We talked mostly about business. But we talked about Candace a little bit as well. We talked about my series about her because obviously that's how a lot of people found me. And he offered some kind words about the things that I had investigated, but he brought some new insight that I didn't talk about. He said something that I've heard other people say, but I haven't really thought that deeply about, which is that he said Jordan Peterson has come out and said that Candace Owens is an actual narcissist. Like, not the narcissist that we talk about, like an actual clinically diagnosed narcissist. This is a mental illness that cannot be cured. This is like a part of her. It's her personality. She can say things like Ben Shapiro is obsessed with TPUSA, and she doesn't even see the irony. She thinks that she's being correct in that. She can say that Ben Shapiro is trying to replace Charlie Kirk, and ironically, she and her cronies are actively trying to do that very thing while Ben's company joins forces with Erica Kirk to save Charlie's legacy. And she doesn't see the irony in any of that. And I think this is a good display of her narcissism for everyone to see right there. You guys probably had a number in your head for retirement, and on paper.
And I tell you all, narcissists don't understand hypocrisy. Hit the phone. If you recall me saying countless times, narcissists do not comprehend hypocrisy. They don't understand it. It's not a word they can spell or define. It's not a concept that they fully grasp. They don't know what that means. Narcissists are one-sided. And they only care about themselves. So that makes them highly selfish. They have the inability to be empathetic. They don't put themselves in other people's shoes. They don't care about none of it. That's why she can lie with ease. Because, I mean, hypocrisy in and of itself is a fancy way of saying lying. You're being deceptive. You're being hypocritical to a concept or an idea where this same thing applies to you, but you don't see it. Narcissists do not care about hypocrisy. And I don't think it's a matter where, even if she is clinically diagnosed, I mean, has he diagnosed her? Is he her psychiatrist or something? Because otherwise, you could be a narcissist, but I don't want that to be used as an excuse to say, well, she has a mental disorder, so we just gonna have to overlook all this crap she's doing. No. She got to be held accountable. Because something like that She'll try to use in court anything to get off to say, well, I'm diagnosed with narcissism, so I can't help being an idiot. I can't help being hypocritical. It's not something I can control. Then she'll weaponize it when it comes to her lawsuits. She'll try to weaponize it. And that's the last thing you want. You don't want her weaponizing narcissism to try to get away with being a narcissist simply because she went out and defamed someone, purported it to be a fact when it wasn't, and she didn't have any evidence, and then she doubled down and showed malice intent. Because if you start weaponizing these mental disorders and, characteristics and behaviors in the court, then when will laws apply? When would that person ever be held accountable? If all they're doing is going to court and weaponizing narcissism, and now they get off on everything because the court is like, oh, okay, she's narcissistic. And honestly, what would happen is the judge will order her to a psych eval if it comes down to that. So if she tries to use it against her, it is more than likely going to backfire. Because the judge will say, okay, fine, you know what? I'll order you to a psych eval. And then let this psychiatrist tell me if you're competent enough to understand what's going on and what you're doing, and go from there. If not, then the psychiatrist will let me know. What they would also know is if she's malingering. You all know what malingering is? All the Luxers know what malingering is. Oh, hey, Jay Witt. How you doing, honey? Don't you think people around her are problematic too? I mean, her hubby, friends, priests, all see this, and no one is speaking out. Oh, absolutely. I've said her relatives are mighty quiet. Where are her parents at? Grandparents, cousins, aunts and uncles, nieces, nephews. She got a lot of relatives out there. Her cousin said it's a lot of them. They got this cousins club where it was like 80 babies or something like that. They all born within the same year. It's like 4 of them. They real close. They don't say anything. Only one has done an actual interview on YouTube with Storm Monroe. The rest of them, you don't know anything about any of them. It's like she pays them to be ghost. Don't say anything. Don't come out. Don't give any interviews. Don't talk about me. Let it be. Because you would think her relatives be looking at this and be like, nah, we don't like what we see. We don't like none of this. As a matter of fact, after this, I think I seen a video on X of a half sister or something like that. Ooh, I think so. I know, right? Candace's dad is living his life, minding his business in Arizona. They don't say anything. They're not, it's like they see the posts, they see the videos, all this stuff she's doing. And she's probably just like, look, this is how I make my money. Y'all know I lie like hell for a living. It's lucrative. All right. Y'all need anything, let me know. But y'all know all of this. I don't mean any of that. I don't care. I just say it because it makes me a lot of money. The end. Maybe she's always been this conniving and she said any and everything to get to the top. Just like how she said her parents kicked her out the house at 14 and she had to live with her boyfriend for 6 months because her relationship with her mom was so bad. And then the cousin comes out and negated it. The cousin was like, I don't know where she get that from. That is not true. Her mom made sure her 2 sisters were straight. She made sure they were good. I don't know where she got that from. Her cousin literally came out and debunked that. So I think that's what she probably realized is, oh man, my own cousin came out, said everything opposite of what I said. I'm gonna need you all not to do that. Because what I'm saying is getting me attention, making money. Because that's all I can. I mean, it has to come down to that. It has to come down to she's giving them a boatload of money. Because otherwise, they know damn well if she did not get put out of the house, why would her mom be okay with her saying that? on Russell Brand's show, of all things, where millions of people have seen it. I know my child go out here talking about my mom put me out at 14. I had to go live with my girlfriend for 6 months. I know that. Oh, I'm gonna beat his ass. Son, you know you lie like hell. This will not go unpunished. You didn't know. You're not gonna just say that my parents kicked me out the house at 14 years old. You were a minor child. And then of all things, you went to go live with a boyfriend for 6 months, not your granddad, not an uncle or a cousin or an aunt. Your boyfriend. Forget all the other relatives that you have. So you were forced to live with some boyfriend for 6 months? Make it make sense? Your grandfather didn't tell you, you're not doing that. So nobody was there for you to take you in at 14 years old, except your boyfriend. Get out of here. But that's the lie she's willing to tell. And her cousin came out and debunked it and said, nope, none of that is true. I don't know where she get that from. So when they have done this, it's like her cousin has now been silenced and she keeps this cousin around, I guess, to be intimidating to people. But you know she's got to be giving them money. She's got to be taking care of them. Because otherwise, what other reason do they really have to hush and to not speak up? Especially when she's just lying and her lies are causing others to be hurt and harmed and put in danger. People are getting death threats, kidnapping threats. Are you kidding? That's how serious her lies are right now. It's so crazy. Shout out to you. Realtor, how you doing? Connor, how you doing? Y'all good? Jenny said, I didn't know her cousin debunked that. Yeah. We went over the interview she did with Storm Monroe. And she was like, nah, that ain't true at all. I don't know where she got that from. Her mom made sure that her girls, there's 3 of them. It's 3 girls. Candace has 2 sisters. And she said her mom made sure, they was on the up and up. That none of that is true. I don't know where she got that from. She debunked that. She said, I've never heard of that. She said, I didn't even know that. I never heard of her mom having issues or anything like that. So Candace tried to paint this narrative that her upbringing and childhood was just riddled with fights with her mother. They didn't get along and all this stuff. And her cousin came out, did a interview on Storm Monroe's channel, YouTube channel, and said none of that's true. And completely debunked it. I believe if they could speak out more, they would. But I think she might be giving them enough money to hush. Because otherwise, man, George, he might need to say something. He walk around here with black eyes. You can't make this up. Watch out. They could be estranged. They could be Franciscan. Staying apart, Georgia boy will stay in his lane. Yeah, he will. Nobody wanted her. Sorry, but exactly. Georgia boy has his own house just a couple miles away from her, so he will let her be until it's time to contest for the kids, and then he'll be like, "Oh no, she's not fit, Your Honor." Your Honor, no. The children should come with me. Period. Because contrary to popular belief, Candace, you're the one with the video of a woman kissing you all over the place with alcohol and stuff. George got a photo, but you got videos and photos. Plus, you've been sued. You're lying like hell. People are catching death threats. I mean, what do you think the judge would say if it came out of custody? I want y'all to think about that for a minute. What do you think the judge would hear if the judge had to see Candace's videos of her doxing people, attacking people, lying, doubling down on defamation with her lawsuits, all this stuff, all these legal problems and troubles she's got coming her way. People are having to relocate because of her. How do you think a judge would see that in family court if it came down to her getting custody? They're going to be like, look, you putting your own kids' lives in danger. Because somebody's going to get mad enough to clap back at you. And it's going to be in a way you're not going to like it. So if George contests for custody, he's a lot more quiet one. You don't hear much of him on social media. Yeah, you see him walking with a black eye, but she's got a broken foot. And she would have to paint him to be the worst of the worst of the worst. And all he has to do is play all her videos. Your Honor, my ex-wife caused people to have to leave their homes for months. She's got lawsuits. She's putting our kids in danger. She's out here attacking people for being Jewish. Like he could go through a litany of things. George is quiet for a reason. Let me just say it like that. Because if he says something, all it's going to do is start this social media war with him and her and this whole back and forth, blah, blah, blah. It'll be a good distraction. But then, you know, she knows, okay, if I tell on him, he's going to tell on me. And do I want him to tell on me? Does she really want George? As much as we would all love for George to just come out and spill the beans. George, anytime you want to spill the beans, we're here. We're here for that. But is he going to spill the beans right now? Is the question. Because he knows I got to get those kids at that house. And if a family court judge were to see the way Candace has behaved all over social media, how bad she's, you know, capable of harassing and bullying and doxing people, putting people's lives in danger, she can't even keep attorneys. Oh my God. You think that judge would be quick to give her custody? I want y'all to think about that. All this can be used against her in many courts of law. Child, this goes to character, Candace. This speaks to character and in your integrity, in your mental state. If you have people able to play videos to, at the very least, say, Your Honor, this woman is narcissistic. And she's reckless and careless. How do you think that would sound in family court if you had to challenge custody? That judge would not be willing to leave her alone with them kids like that. Because they don't care about, well, you know, you could be a good mom, but you're not being a good person. You're not being considerate. You're not thinking about those kids when you go live and you start doxing people. Then when you get hit with lawsuits, you're opening up your home and your finances to litigation. You're not thinking about those kids when you're out here attacking whole countries, the feds, judges, cops, random people at UVU. You're not thinking about those kids when you're doing all of that. You have people impersonating CIA investigators. How do you think that could come back on you? And then your kids end up in a line of fire. What do you mean? You're not thinking about your children when you make these decisions to say all the crap that you're saying that can be harmful and dangerous to them, to their safety. You're sitting here saying that an entire country wants you dead. How do you think that would be interpreted to a family court judge if you're trying to get custody, Candace? They're going to be like, if you've got death threats from whole presidents in other countries, even though you can't prove it, but, you know, let's just go with that for 2 seconds. Do you think I want to leave these kids in that home with you if you think that some Israeli operative and a French female assassin is coming for you? Then I'm getting the kids out of the house. You see how she put her foot in her mouth? I want y'all to fully understand that. Candace, you have no idea what you're saying every time you go out here and say all this dumb shit. But that's what's happening. So you put that in front of a family court judge, guess what? Well, Your Honor, I did have a threat upon my life, but do you have evidence to prove that? Well, no, but you know, okay, so why would you want the kids in the house? Why would you want these kids in that house if you think there's a threat on your life? Why should I give you custody? Why should I have you around these children? If my goal is to keep the kids safe and you want to walk around here lying about a threat on your life, that some assassin is trying to take you out, why would you want the kids with you? Think about it. Y'all see how she put her foot in her mouth? He could take all of that to court and say, Your Honor, my ex-wife keeps lying about someone trying to assassinate her. I don't want my kids in that home. You have to get my children out. We can't do this. They need to come out of the home. They're not safe. She's not creating a safe environment for my children. Because she keeps thinking that she's married to a man who's deceased and that someone is trying to assassinate her. And guess what? All he has to do is play all her videos. And the judge will be just as disturbed as everyone else. And the candy asses think this shit is cute. And she went to Dollywood, Amethyst. I know, right? Mr. said, oh, that amazing accent. Look, I'm trying. Francisca, you ought to be so proud of me. I've been working on my British accent, y'all. I'm trying to nail George. Because that's what he's going to say in court. He's going to go to court and say, here's all the times that Candace has said someone's trying to kill her. And I don't want my children in that home, Yana. Please give me my children. And the judge probably will do that. And then she'll get visitation. Every other weekend type thing. Good God. It might be supervised. Because if you got an assassin after you, Candace, you don't get custody. She's not smart enough to realize that. You got an assassin, a female French assassin, and an Israeli operative. No, you're not getting custody. These people are experts with weapons and all of that, and you think they're trying to assassinate you. So that means we got to keep the kids safe, and we're keeping them away from you. Oh, man, can't wait for the paternity test. Period. Y'all gonna get them kids out the way. Because, see, Candace is the one saying the assassins only want her. They don't want the kids. She never, ever brings her kids up. Which is fine, because they're babies. So if they only want you, then let's get the kids out the house and then give them to their father. And then you can be there and then they do whatever. Why the kids got to go out with you? You're the one that's saying this. This is what happens when you lie. You create this environment that's not safe for these children. And then if he takes her to court to get custody, he's going to paint that picture and use all her videos of where she lied relentlessly about an assassin trying to take her out. And the judge is going to agree. The kids should not be in that home if you think that people are trying to kill you. So we're going to award custody over, primary physical custody over to the father. Go pick them up from school and get them somewhere safe and keep them away from her ass because she keep lying about this. Can't make it up. Is she the one doing this? No one told her to do that. Candace, that's what you get. Y'all, let's finish this up with Josh Carr.
You hit it. But here's the issue. That number does not look the same anymore. Because the cost of living has changed, everything costs more now. Gas, groceries, insurance.
Oh, he's doing this.
Things a little differently. Conversation. Or text. It seems, and we're going to report more on this as it comes out, Caleb Robinson, along with the Daily Wire, will be backing a lawsuit against Candace from TPUSA, which is a great idea, the Daily Wire. And I'm not saying the Daily Wire, the company itself, but the people within the company are working with this great law firm who've done really good work to make sure this goes incredibly well, from Caleb Robinson to Ben Shapiro. And it makes sense because the Daily Wire and their leaders have been at the forefront of lawsuits like this for a long time. They did the vax mandate lawsuit, obviously, which was very successful. I think this is a fantastic business decision for them. Just personally, I think Caleb Robinson and Ben Shapiro are being very wise with this because history is going to show that those who were against Candace Owens and her evil were the people on the right side of history. It shows their moral clarity, and that's a good thing. Now, two more things I wanted to say on Candace Owens today. As we talked about last week, President Trump came out against Candace, said that Bridget Macron is more attractive than her. Yes, he said that. Probably a top 10 tweet of all time. Like, not just from Donald Trump, but like ever tweeted ever. It was one of the best. It obviously hit her ego at the core. Here she is admitting that she still thinks about it.
At this market, and my husband is with me, and he's holding 11-month-old because I can't hold him. And it's already, not the best Saturday morning because I had only just learned the day before via a presidential statement that Brigitte Macron is way better looking than me. I actually learned that it's not even close. It's not even close. I'm kind of ashamed to show my face in public. I'm wearing my big sunglasses.
Trump has a way of getting under people's skin. What can I tell you? In addition to that one of the new tirades Candace Owens has been going on is about the succession plan for TPUSA. Recently, she has pulled into question whether or not Charlie said that Erica should be the next CEO of TPUSA. She obviously is saying this because she is jealous. But Nathan Livingstone on X put a fantastic compilation together of how inconsistent she has been on this. This is something to send your friends, by the way, if they love Candace or say Candace brings the receipts and never contradicts herself. She 100% does. Here she is repeatedly contradicting herself over the course of just a few days on Erica Kirk taking over TPUSA.
I figure out who's at this donor retreat in Aspen, and I reach out, and then they alleged that this was a question that somebody had asked and said, what happens if you die? Very small group, exclusive group of donors in Aspen in August. And thus far, 2 do not remember Charlie saying that. And also, update to what I said to Barron yesterday. Another donor who was at the Aspen event does remember, actually says that they do remember Charlie mentioning Erica. If, situation, something happened, that Erica would know what to do. So that seems to check out. The donor, I think, is a very good person and obviously doesn't want to be on record. But, different. I brought that up yesterday about whether or not that actually happened in Aspen, and there is a donor that does specifically remember that. So I set about, just sort of after I met with her, reaching out to people that attended that event. And I spoke to a total of 4 people. And I can tell you that 3 out of the 4 people, and one was a couple, did not remember Charlie saying this. They did not remember Charlie Kirk saying this. And the 4th person, or rather couple, who said that they did remember it, and without giving you guys, alluding to any further details, they would be considered a conflicted witness because they have ties to Turning Point outside of a donor relationship. Now, before we went on break, we had informed you that I had been sort of quietly prodding the narrative for months that Charlie, a mere weeks before his untimely death, literally weeks before, that Charlie declared that he wanted to appoint Erica as the CEO and the chairman of his company. And I guess I hadn't appreciated that we had never said that happened in Aspen, at the Aspen event in Aspen. Most people were assuming that happened in the Hamptons. It did not happen in the Hamptons. It happened in Aspen. So after my episode, I had another 2 donors reach out to me who were present at this Aspen event. And they said unequivocally, that did not happen. I cannot stress this enough. The donors who were in attendance in Aspen are telling me that Charlie never said this. Another donor who was at the Aspen event actually says that they do remember, a couple who said that they did remember it.
Do not let anybody gaslight you into saying she has been consistent. She has not. She says whatever she wants in the moment to either fake credibility or fake a scandal. In other news, guys, Tucker Carlson's popularity is plummeting right now.
We don't care about the deranged Mickey Mouse. All right, y'all. So here's where I'm going to have to pause this. If you guys want me to check out Ben Shapiro's thing, give me a timestamp. Email me with the link and a timestamp, like a good portion of it we could watch. Because not the whole thing, but good portion of it we'll check out in the next live. But I had to go live on this, because this is something else. This is happening. Candace's attorneys are withdrawing. Yeah. So, like I said, I really think that the hearing on the motion to withdraw is going to be heard on the 28th, along with the motion to dismiss, because of the short time frame and the swiftness with all this happening, which I would personally prefer, just knowing how these civil proceedings flow through court, or else that motion to dismiss hearing can be stalled for another easy 30 to 60 days because now she's going to go in talking about, oh, I got to get new attorneys and they got to get familiar with the case and get up to date, be able to defend me and blah, blah, blah. Ugh. I would rather they just proceed with the motion to dismiss and the motion to withdraw in the same hearing. And then she could start afresh after the judge denies the motion to dismiss, because I don't think it's getting denied. I mean, granted. I don't think it's going to be granted. I think it's going to be denied. And mind you, the motion to dismiss is coming from Candace. She's the one asking the court to dismiss it, thinking that the judge can just order it to be sent over to Tennessee, and that's not how that works either. Judge can't do that. You know, that's not how that works, Candace, because you're an idiot. So hopefully you all. Okay, thank you, Sifa. Send me the timestamp and we'll check it out. I have another live to get to. We got some super stupid to talk about with Tiffany. God. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. That is the breaking news. You know, the attorneys are leaving Candace Owens 3x3, 4x4. It's 3 attorneys here. And Mark Kasowitz. So you got this Catherine Mowry, Chad Chandler, Blake Robisher, Mark Kasowitz. Yeah, they all said deuces. So Candace, you might want to find some attorneys that aren't Jewish, because you keep dogging Jewish people out, and ain't nobody got time for that dumb shit. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all hit the like button and make sure you hype this video after it has concluded. I appreciate you all support. Thank you for the super chats. March on. You are fantastic, honey. Mama love you. Thank you so much for the $10 super. Didn't she appear on Piers Morgan after the cease and desist and double down on her accusations about the Macrons? Maybe the attorneys got wind of her behavior. Dang, CO is a dunce. Yep. Oh, they know about that. And that's the thing they have to consider when they go to court. They're going to have to explain this malice intent, because that's all she's showing. Doubling down is just showing that you're being malicious with it. You're not even trying to, show any remorse or anything. So you mean what you say? Oh, okay, we got you. Candace, this can also be used against you in a family court of law, okay? All right, y'all. Y'all be good, and I will see you all in the next one. Until then, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.